What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Dern versus Ribas Part 2 prediction breakdown here, guys. Before I get started, hit the thumbs up button. Also subscribe to this channel. Also check out my Patreon account for all my face-off predictions and prop plays. And you can also donate to my PayPal account, guys. We got 14 fights in this card over there in the UFC Apex gym, which is a smaller cage there. It's been a while. I believe, well, it's not a month. I say 3 weeks, is it? It's been a little while, though. I haven't been making any videos because there's no fights to break. I mean, there are fights out there that I could have done, but, you know, took a little time off, you know. I mostly focus on the UFC here, you know. This is a pretty good card, you know. Like I said, every card is always good. Have a positive mindset, you know. Think positive thoughts, feel positive thoughts, and your positive outcomes. So it all depends on what you're putting into your mind. That's going to create your environment around you. So if you're having negative thoughts, then you're going to have negative outcomes. That's just how it is. You are the one in control. You're in the driver's seat, right? 14 fights. We got 2 fights which was switched up here. Person. So it's going to be short notice for Jacobe Smith. I don't know how much of a short notice. And also Yanal Asmov fell off the card. And it's going to be, where is it at? That's the first fight. Oh, it's going to be Joe Selecki, right? Yeah, so jump into this real quick here, guys. Going to knock this out. Before I start, how is everybody doing, though? I know everybody's doing well. I don't like to use hope or wish. So I know everybody's doing well. You guys can leave your comments down below. Also, you can share your picks, tell me how you guys are doing, just let me know how you guys are doing and what you guys been up to, and just share your predictions, and leave the outcome to the fights, because like I said, I break down fights too and predict and leave outcomes, and I have a Patreon account with all the face-off predictions and all these things, but sometimes I could be wrong too. I mean, that's just how it is, right? It's just a prediction, right? So it's good when you guys share your ideas and give your inputs, leave it down below. It also helps with the algorithm also giving thumbs up too also helps too, helps the videos to get out, right? And also subscribing too is good. So I know a lot of people, or some people may not subscribe, they just watch the videos or just look at the pics that I put and write it down and run off. So it's good to subscribe, kind of help the channel out, okay? So let's fly through this real quick here, guys. We got Joe Selecki here, short notice versus Nurullo Aliev. Joe Selecki here, he will look for the submission, man. That's mostly what he does. I believe he has 9 by submission. He has no finishes by knockout or KO, TKO. Striking is kind of suspect, not the best striking. He looks mostly for takedowns and will look to submit your BJJ black belt. Can get knocked out, kind of one-dimensional. Doesn't mind falling to his back again. BJJ black belt, will fall to the back because they're confident in pulling off a triangle choke or a submission from off the back, right? So they're confident in being on the back, but sometimes that's not good because the time run out and the rounds go by, and then you end up blowing the whole round by laying on your back trying to hunt for submission. So he does that sometimes, or most of the times. And he can get taken down kind of easily because he likes to be on his back because BJJ black belt and he has 9 by submissions, okay? But he's experienced though. He's more experienced than Aliev in my opinion. Aliev here is, believes coming from the Contender Series. There's a couple of guys here that are coming straight from Contender Series, which is kind of, you got to be careful with that. Actually, Aliev had a fight against Rafael Alves. He had that fight that went to majority by a decision. So he's not coming straight from Contender, so he did have a fight. But the other guys on here that are coming straight from Contender Series, sometimes you got to be careful of that because of the experience. And a lot of times we see guys come from Contender Series and they end up losing. Especially when they don't have that first UFC fight, right? Which the Contender Series doesn't really count as a UFC fight, right? Aliev here has a wrestling background, combat sambo. Very relentless guy. Kind of remember like Khabib. He kind of looks like Khabib a little bit too. Crafty guy, but I don't feel he's that experienced as far as MMA. As far as like the competition wise, right? I feel like Joe Selecki obviously has more experience as far as being UFC, right? but he reminds me of Khabib and does fight like Khabib. His fight against Rafael here, you know, there were some situations where he got reversed, almost got caught with a guillotine, I believe. So this is a fight here, man, where you know, a lot of these fights on this card here, at least for me, is 50-50, guys. You know, just to be honest with you, and I know I always say that, but this particular card, it's a lot of 50-50 on it, man, because like I said, a lot of guys coming from Contender Series, you know, and it's not too tested. It's difficult, you know, so I haven't really seen the odds fully. I took a little look at the odds after I finished breaking down the fights and predicting it. I mean, I'm not predicting, but after I finished doing my own work, you know, I took a little look at the odds, a quick little glance in it. Some of the odds look kind of crazy odds, which we're going to take a look at that. Which I'm going to look at that now. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Aliev here, but, man, like I said, man, this is a 50-50 because I feel like Joe could submit Aliev, and it could be by a guillotine choke, guys. But the reason why I'm going for Aliev because Joe likes to be on his back, you know, and if Aliev can just keep the fight down and just scramble and just work his way to a half guard and, you know, just do what he does, like a Khabib style, touch him up a little bit, punches in the ground, a little ground and pounds here, and you know, kind of like not get submitted, you know, kind of avoid the submission, you know, then he will win because Joe like to be on his back, and the striking from Joe is not that great. So, and Aliev wrestling is pretty decent, you know, he's very elusive, very aggressive with it, and scrambles well, and the takedowns are good, and Joe get taken on easily. Now the odds now is kind of bonkers, man. From what I remember, the odds are nuts. It's like the odds, I believe, in this card is very high. They got Aliev at 700, dude. 800 on some sites. That's crazy, man. They got Joe at plus 500. So I'm liking Aliev, but not much, man, because I do believe Joe can win, guys. He possibly could get that submission. It would be a guillotine in that first round. If it's not the first, it would be maybe second, either first or second round. Anything after that, Aliev is going to win, in my opinion. So I think Joe has a shot in the first or second by submission. That is all I'm saying. But still be careful because experience goes a long way. So I'm going to go with Aliev by decision, 50-50. Be careful with this one, especially with the odds looking like that. This is crazy odds. Shouldn't be so high in Aliev. Because Joe is still a skilled guy, he's still experienced, and he has the ability to pull the fight off because the fight's going to be where he wants the fight to be, because Aliev is going to go for takedowns. So it's right in the realm of where Joe wants the fight to be, because it's a submission game, and Joe has 9 by submission. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with that one. Like I said, Joe could win, okay? So I say Aliev by decision, right? 50-50. Let's go. Flying through these. We got Veronica Dudakova versus Fatima Kline. Victoria here. She will mix it up, man. She will look to strike. She will look to take you down to look for submission, but she slows down as the fight go along, right? As the fight go on, she can slow down. I don't know. It's like there's something about her that I don't know how to say it though. It's like she looks decent, but I feel she slows down, and when she starts to slow down, she just doesn't look that great anymore. You know, you can take her down, you can hit her with shots, you can also knock her down. You can put her in bad situations, or she can get put in bad situations. She seems not to have that I want to say fighting instinct, or so if you want to say killer instinct, or the dog. So she won't push her pace. She'll more sometimes be on that back foot, you know, and you can take advantage of her, right? A person like Kline, on the other hand, Kline has a dog in her, and she's gonna push forward. And BJJ black belt, her striking is pretty legit. I would say it's more powerful striking than Victoria. Kline also has a BJJ black belt and also trains with Blanchfield. Yeah, she trains with Blanchfield, so they're teammates. They work out together, right? she took her fight here against Jasmine in short notice, which that fight was at 125, which she usually fights at 115, right? Just the frame from Jasmine was just too much, but she hadn't, she hanged in there, went to decision. She even was touching up Jasmine a little bit. I believe she got a takedown in that fight. She was looking good against a bigger frame woman, which that's not really her weight class. Which she does fight at 125, but her real weight class is 115. But her striking, man, it's pretty good. She mixed up well. Look for takedown. She look for the submission. I just feel like she has more of the dog in her. She has more of the fighting spirit, the killer instinct to come forward and not really back down and be on the back foot like that. And it's gonna be her weight class. So I'm liking Kline here. I'm gonna say Kline by decision. But again, women fights, like we always say, and this is proven. This is a fact because I pick some underdog women that hit, and and the underdogs were like huge underdogs, right? And it's happened all the time. So Kline is not an underdog from what I believe. She's high. She's like 800, 1,000, 900. That's like we said, man. Women, guys too, but most of the women will drop the ball. Somewhere out of even though I'm saying Kline is better as far as her, I think her skill set is better and the strike and everything, and her dog ability to come forward, her heart, the heart, the mental, I would say is too. But I feel Victoria mental can be broken. I feel Kline has better mental, right? But again, fight goes on. It's a woman fight, and next Victoria gets a submission. Happens, or Victoria catches her with a punch and a hurt her and get a submission, or it goes to decision and Victoria gets split decision. We see it all the time, man. So this is a fight where you don't want to parlay. If you're doing parlays or whatever, if you're doing it for fun, you just for fun, whatever. But if you're doing parlays or whatever, you don't want to parlay Kline in any parlays, to be honest with you. You better have going underdog. Even though I have Kline winning, but at 850, 1,000, it just doesn't make any sense. Same thing with Aliev. These two fights, it's very risky. Trust me on that. Especially the woman fight. Because Victoria could get a split decision out of some robbery somewhere. It just happens like that, man. It's just the right judges are there, right? At the apex. Split decision, victory, robbery. Big underdog hit. Go under. Put Victoria in some plays if you're doing it, but not much. Kline doesn't make any sense. You can do prop play though with Kline maybe by decision. Because that's what probably is going to be. So Kline by decision in a prop, would be the better thing. You can do Aliev by decision would be a better thing. I'm saying, but playing it at 700, 850,000 doesn't make any sense. But I'm gonna go with Kline here by decision, just for my breaking down and what I see on footages and doing my homework on Instagram and watching interviews. Okay, so Kline by decision, guys, 50-50. Next fight here we got Magomed Gadzhiyasulov versus Bruno Lopez. I think I pronounced that right. Magomed here, man. This guy is pretty decent striker, man. Very technical dude. Decent takedown defense. He looks good all around. His wrestling looks pretty good. But he can slow down though. But when he slows down, he relies on his wrestling a lot. So he doesn't really strike as much anymore. He just relies on the wrestling. But this guy is pretty technical dude, and he knows, when to turn it on. It's like if he gets hurt on the foot or just slowing down, then he would switch up the game. So he's a guy that has a smart fight IQ, I would say. Not extremely like the best fight IQ, but it's good enough for him to adjust. He knows when to adjust on the fly, which is a good thing, because that's when you see that from a lot of from a fighter who mix it up like that. Yeah, he strikes and it looks like he likes the strikes, but then all of a sudden he just start to wrestle. You're like, oh, hold on there. So this guy has other skills. He has other rabbits in the hat that he can pull out. He has a lot more tricks in the bag, right? Which is a good thing to see. He's not just relying only on the striking, and then if he can't strike, then he's done. He also wrestles, and he also has good takedown defense, right? His opponent here, Lopez, though. Lopez is coming from the Contender Series. Literally. Coming from that, this is a guy here that's coming straight from Contender Series. You believe he was on the Contender Series too back in 23. He lost to Brunson, which he got knocked out by Brunson, if you guys remember that. Which Magomed just beat Brunson by decision. So this fight here, what I see from Lopez, he's a slow starter, man, and kind of flat-footed at times. Can get hurt on the foot though. You know, I noticed that he can get flash knockdowns, and then, you know, like even in his last Contender Series fight here, you know, Malik knocked him down, and then he got back up, but he got caught. He can get caught with shots. Doesn't move his head. Doesn't move his head off center line too well, but he is well rounded though. So you can't sleep on guys like this, especially, you know, guys at 205, you know, the bigger guys here, you know, because just take one shot. And the heavyweight, light heavyweight guys, you can't really sleep on these guys because it just doesn't take much, you know. And this guy can finish you anywhere, stand up or on the ground. So a fight like this, I'm kind of liking Magomed for the win. I feel Magomed is more technical, his movement, the fight IQ is more. He's more precise with the striking, timing better, distance management, and he will mix it up. You go for takedowns and stuff like that. So, and also, you know, he's just, you know, he beat Brunson, which Lopez struggled against, lost against, but can't really judge it like that's too much because we're seeing fights like that guys lost to this guy, then the other guy beat them, but then the guy that lost to him beat the other guy. You know, it's kind of, you know, that MMA math kind of business. You don't want to do that too much because it'll get you into trouble. But I'm gonna go with Magomed here. I'm gonna say Magomed by decision, guys. But I'm not confident in this one, so be careful because Lopez is still a dangerous guy, still pack power, and Magomed can get catch with shots. You know, he can also get hurt, so be careful. So Magomed by decision, guys. I'm not confident in that one. Like I said, majority of these fights, I'm not confident in it because there's a lot of Contender Series guys that have maybe one fight in UFC, or their opponent is coming from Contender Series. Like the majority of this card is like kind of like all Contender Series guys. Magomed is like 265, 270. That's freaking high as hell, man. Especially for Contender Series guy that has one fight in UFC against Brunson. You know, Lopez could win, you know. Bruno Lopez could win, believe me. We've seen this all the time, you know. Now because the odds is like this, it's like, oh man, the Magomed definitely gonna win. You know, you can't rely on the odds like that because the odds will fool you. They will trick you like that. You know, that's how they do it. You look at it like, oh, I'm gonna dump a whole bunch of thing on a negative 265. I'm gonna put my whole house payment on it. You know, I mean, it end up just like lose because Lopez wins. So be careful with this one, man. But I like Magomed though, but be very careful. Next fight here, guys. We have we got Ernesta Kareckaitė versus Nicole Kalalari. Ernesta here is freaking massive, bro. And when I mean she's massive, she is big for this weight class. Or just big overall. 126, 5'9", 7'1". She is a giant, bro. 6 inch of height over her opponent. 6 inch of height and 9 inch of freaking reach. Dude, she won the fight already. Or she should win. Massive for the weight class, like I said. Slow starter, but when she get going, she gets going. So in the first round, it look like she can get taken down a lot, but eventually she will adjust, you know, later on in the second. But she can't be doing that too much because then 3-round fight, you end up losing a fight like that. She mostly wants to strike. Her takedown defense, it's there, but like I said, in the first round, you can get her down, but she's been working on it. And even against Barboza, she was looking good against Barboza, which was a close fight. You know, you could have gave that fight, you know, to Ernesta, because Ernesta was doing good, especially in the second and third round. So her, and then she was sprawling, and the takedown defense was looking good against a BJJ black belt and judo black belt, I believe, against Barboza. Her striking is pretty decent, you know. Picks you apart from the outside. She uses her reach, her height. Kind of reminds me of a Julian Miller in a way because of that, like, you know, the frame, the stretchy frame, the long arms. Kind of move like her, kind of in a way, but better striking than Julian Miller though. Like much better striking, but she just looks like her kind of in a way when she's in there. You know, that irky jerky kind of vibe. But I feel Ernesta is just more skill in the striking department, and her takedowns are not bad. Her takedown defense is not bad. With Nicole though, Nicole is I believe she has, like, I want to say like some kickboxing kind of base, maybe a taekwondo. I could be wrong about that though. But her head doesn't move off center line at all, man. And when she's punching forward, she smothers her punches, which she runs in, kind of darts in a lot. So she kind of forces the technique, which kind of leaves her open, especially her head, right? Punches while punches, her chin is high up. She can get caught coming in. She will also look for submission though. Purple belt BJJ, so she will look for the submission on you. 100% finishing rate though. So it's all knockouts and some submissions on her record, right? But like I said, she forces things a lot. If Ernesta hide and reach, she uses it well in this fight, she can win this fight. You know, she can keep Nicole on the outside and pepper her up. You know, and just touch her up from the outside and she can win the fight because, like I said, Nicole likes to dart in a lot, which she's going to have to move into Ernesta to get a shot on her because of the height and reach. And because Ernesta going to be the taller female with a longer reach, so she's going to have to move in. There's no way that she's not going to be able to, she doesn't move in because she going to have the shorter reach. You know, 9-inch reach, man, from Ernesta. So Nicole going to have to dart in, which that's how she fights anyway. So the height and reach is going to give Nicole a problem here. And just the skill from Nicole is just, it's nothing really stand out too much. You know, it's still kind of greenish in my eyes. You know, it still needs some more work. You know, I mean, it's not a disrespect. I'm just speaking facts from what I see. It could be my opinion too. But I feel Ernesta's a better fighter here. But like I said, woman fight. Same thing again. I like Ernesta by decision. Not confident though. Let's take a look at the odds. But women fight, bro. They got Ernesta at 270. That's way too high, dude. This fight should be, I would give Ernesta the favorite still, but very low. Maybe like negative 120, 130. Close to even, man. Close to even fight, guys. So that being said, that Nicole could win the fight. Just what I told you from before with women fights. I always say this in all my fight predictions. You know, women, the fight will drop the ball and the underdog come in winning. So don't parlay up Ernesta in too many parlays or anything like that, if you're doing parlays or whatever you're doing. So don't be too high because these women here are just not tested, man. And a lot of them coming from Contender Series. I believe she had one fight in UFC, you know. And Nicole is her first time in the UFC, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of low level fight, kind of, you know what I mean? So be careful. So I'll go Ernesta by decision, all right? 50-50. All right, so let's keep going here, guys. Ernesta by decision. All right, so we got next fighter. We got Preston Parson versus Jacobe Smith. So Jacobe Smith is supposed to be a short notice here. I don't know how much though. Preston Parson here has a wrestling base on him. I believe majority of his wins are by submission though, and has no knockouts. So this guy is a dude that want to get you on the ground by taking you down and pushing a high-paced wrestling and look for submission on you. Slow in the movement, slow reaction time from Preston Parson, from what I noticed. So he can get clipped and get knocked out, right? I believe he's been knocked out one time. He can get submitted out. He's been knocked out like twice. Can get submitted also. This fight here, man, is the next one here with Preston Parson. Is a more experienced guy. You know, I have more fights in the UFC. Fought tougher competition. Jacobe Smith has a wrestling base. From what I see, he's supposedly a prospect. He looks good from what I see, man. The guy's a phenom. You know, he pretty much explodes on you and pack power in his punches. Very athletic. very sneaky with the takedowns. You know, look for the ground and pound. You know what I mean? But again, you know, he's not really tested like that coming from Contender Series. So it's like it's kind of, you know, it's a fight where experience could play a factor and person win. But with person, you can take him down, right? And person mostly relies on his submission and on his ground. And you're dealing with a guy with Smith who is elusive with his wrestling, like very, very elusive, dude. Like the guy is very athletic, very explosive, man. You know, the guy was, I believe, he's one of DC student. So coming from a strong wrestling background. So and pretty much he was at where he trained at. But he's at Fortress MMA, but he was also at what's that camp name? It's not LFA. The DC gym name. Damn, what's the name of that gym, bro? I forgot the name of it. I can't remember. The gym that Habib trains at. Let's take a quick look here. Yeah, so it's this guy's pretty much a high level wrestler, man. So and it's recommended by DC, one of DC students. Trained with Habib, trained with all those guys. Yeah. So, but that being said, you know, training with those guys do not make him Habib or DC. You know, so you know, that's pretty much okay. He trains at AKA, so he trains with I believe he used to train at AKA. So you know, with Habib and all of them guys there, so he has some good training, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, he's not Habib and those guys. But from what I see, he looks pretty good. I feel like he could beat person. But again, let's take a look at the odds. Let's take a look at the odds on this one. He's friggin' 600. You know, 590. He's a huge favorite, man. Like I said, you know, on person, experience goes a long way, guys. You know, I mean, will he gas out? You know, it's a possibility. You know, can he get submitted by person? If when he's shooting and go for takedowns, a strong possibility. Anything's possible in this game, nothing guaranteed. So yeah, I like Smith though. I like what I see from him. He seems like a good prospect, but I don't feel like he needs to, you know, have more fights. I guess tougher competition for me to be like, you know, like okay, this guy, you know, is a really good prospect, you know. But he looks good at this moment against person. I feel he could be person, but I'd be careful with it. I wouldn't mess with Smith too much in any parlays. I probably put him in there I have Smith by KO TK in the first round. So you can probably do a prop for Smith in the first round by KO TK. But, I mean, that's pretty much his ground and pounds are nasty. His punching power is heavy. Very elusive. He's fast. He's quick at the punch, quick at the movement. Pick you up, slam you. The guy is quick, man. His time and everything is quick. His reaction time is fast. Way quicker in reaction time than person. Person is slow at the movement. That's why speed kills. You know what I'm saying? Speed produces power. So the technique you don't see, the technique that you don't see coming is the one that knocks you out or hurts you. Okay? So Smith by KO TK in the first round, guys. Not confident. Next fight here, guys. Trying to break this down the best way I can for you guys, so you guys could, you know, at least understand where I'm coming from. So I don't want you guys to to lose your money or lose more than that, you know. Even though it's just material, but you know, like I said, you can do this for fun too. You know, kind of like playing like cards or something like that, or playing chess. You just do it for fun, right? Next fight, we got Thiago Moss versus Trey Ogden. These fights are tough, guys. These matchups here are tough, bro. When I look at the matchups, I'm like, man, oh man, I just see upsets all over it. I see upsets all over this card, man. I see some people gonna drop some ball here, man. Even by the odds, not by even looking at the odds, I can just tell. And then when I see the odds, I'm like, oh, here we go. You know, Thiago Moss here, BJJ black belt. But, you know, he just hasn't been looking good at all, bro. I feel like he's on a decline. And it's not disrespect. I just feel like he's on a decline. You know, when he faces competitions that he should match up well against and possibly win, he loses against it. He's winning against guys who are lower level guys, right? He will gas out. He will look for the submission. His striking is just up and down. Sometimes it looks good and sometimes it doesn't. And doesn't really pull the trigger at times, kind of holds back. You know, like I said, I feel like he's in a decline. You know, and even against, you know, even against Kline, I just feel like, you know, he just didn't look good in that fight at all, man. Like I said, he's on a decline. Even the fight against Kline, right? I would say more mentally, he's just not there. And once the mental is affected, it's pretty much over. Because you can't teach mental. And mental affects the body. Because whatever the mind does, the body going to follow that. So I noticed this from all his fights. Even his fight against this Mitch Rames. You know, there's parts in that fight where Mitch was kind of winning. You know, he just doesn't, you know, Mitch is a guy where he was coming from Contender Series, which lost to Carlos. And Thiago was struggling against him until he got the leg kick, not finish. Right? You know, it just doesn't look good, man. In my opinion, I feel like it's just a mental thing, and it happens like that. You know, I mean, that's just part of the game. In anything you're doing, man, if your mind is not in it, then the body won't be. Okay. Trey Ogden here. This guy is a BJJ black belt also. Now, this guy here is mentally on. This guy is mentally freaking on. Right? He will look for submission. Will pick it back up though. So it looks like he would be tired like in the end of the second, but then he comes back in the third and looks good. Or it looks like he's like tired in the end of the first, but he comes in the second and then go take you down, and you know, and like just win off of like he wins off of slowing down the fight to where it benefits him. You know, and his striking is not it's not super technical, but he will hit you with jabs and move around, and it works for him where he slows you down and then he go take you down, or he just finds a way to win, man. He just this guy finds a way to win, dude. You know, even against fighters like like Daniel Zellhuber, Luke Rachmanov, Kurt Holoback, Nicholas Motta, which he won that fight. You know, he will find a way to win. You know what I mean? So, but he will also keep the fight standing too. Also, you know, he has submissions, and I believe he has knockouts too. But this is a guy that has improved. You know, and like he lost against Jordan Levitt. You know what I mean? But this is a guy that has improved though. He keeps improving. Thiago Mois, he's not improving. He's just on a decline, dude. Like every time I see him fight, it just doesn't. It's like looks worse and worse each time. No disrespect. I'm not here to disrespect any of these martial artists or fighters. I'm just doing my breakdown and predictions, and because I do this for a long time, and I'm also a martial arts in my own right. So the way I'm speaking like this because I can see these things, and I'm an expert. I'm a professional in this, so I know what I'm talking about, right? I like in Trey Ogden here. I'm going to say Trey Ogden by decision. Can Thiago Mas submit Trey Ogden? It's possible, but even what Thiago Mas is good at, he just doesn't show it. He can get taken down. He can't get the submission. It just doesn't look good. He got a rear naked choke here back in 2023, and he has a rear naked choke against Kratos Gogos, but at the same time, you know, these are guys that are skilled guys, but these are guys that he should be able to beat. You know, I just feel with Trey Ogden is just improving, and just the mental state is more in Trey Ogden's side. So I like Trey Ogden by decision, but it's still a 50-50 because Thiago Moss could submit Trey Ogden, and Trey Ogden has been submitted before, man. So that's a fight you gotta be careful with. So I'm not super confident in this fight. I'm not super confident in any of these fights. And he's been submitted by rear naked choke. And Thiago Mas loves rear naked chokes. So so be careful with that one. Let's take a quick look at the odds on that one, guys. Trey Ogden underdog. Underdog play for you guys there. There you go. I just like Trey Ogden. From what I said about Mas, I like Trey Ogden, man. What I feel about the odds about Thiago Mas, I could see it being like that. A little bit too high though, because of, you know, he could submit Trey, but Trey could also submit him. From what I said about Thiago Mas' mental state, you know, and just his decline, you know. So, you know, you may feel that Mas is going to come in here and submit Trey, and then Trey submits him, because again, going back to mental. So Trey by decision, guys. I'm not confident. Next fighter, we got Marco Tula versus Ior Patera. Tula here, shoot boxing, coming out of the shoot box there. Wasn't Contender Series. It's the next guy that coming straight from Contender Series. He had 2 fights in Contender Series, which the first one, I guess I didn't like him too much, against Yoshiri. And his last one here, got a finish over Matthew by spinning back kick finish there to the body, liver shot, I believe. This guy is pretty game, man. Pretty aggressive dude. Most of the shoot boxer guys, Diego Lima, are pretty aggressive guys. Come forward, elbow, knees, walk you down, man. Leave themselves open too. Very explosive. Will also look for the takedowns, look for the ground. He has to be careful against Ior though, because Ior is still a well-rounded guy, still a technical guy, you know. But I feel with Ior is very hittable and can get hurt easily. You know what I mean? So. Like somebody missed weight here. Ior missed weight. Hold on there. Contracted weight. Catch weight. Oh, it's a catch weight. Patera weight above contract limited. Okay. Aye. So 188, huh? It's about 185. Wow. So, well, I haven't seen the face-off on Wayne's yet, guys. But I guess Patera missed weight. So like I said, I'll watch the face-offs after this, and I'll drop it on my Patreon account. So, I guess they're doing a catch weight here, but yeah, doing a catch weight here. So he weighed in at 185. Okay, so this guy made weight, but Patera didn't make weight, which doesn't. When you don't make weight, guys, it doesn't look good, because it looks like you didn't train, or something is wrong with you, or you're injured or something like that, or you're trying to possibly cheat, try to come in there a little bigger, you know, knowing that if you come in a little bigger probably make a little difference, but most of the time, sometimes because you're injured, you just can't make the weight. Just tough time, you know, maybe bad weight cut. You didn't prepare properly. Yeah, I'm liking Tula for this win here. Like I said with Ior, you know, he's gonna have a 3-inch reach. He's well rounded, but he's hittable. Can get knocked down. You know, he can get put in bad situations. Just not the best fight IQ. I'm gonna go with Tula. I'm gonna say Tula by KO TKO, guys, in the second round. All right. Am I confident in this one? Not too much, because again, Contender Series guy, you know, in Tula's Contender Series guy. At least Ior has some fights already in UFC, but it's just Ior just doesn't look good. You know, I believe he probably won like 1 fight in the, like, he beat Ruhr, but Ruhr is pretty much retired, and that was that. I mean, Ruhr been retired done a long time ago. He just stayed in the sport. So he beat Ruhr, and he beat this guy named Robert, who just came into the UFC, which he missed weight for that fight too. So this is a guy that's consistently missing weight. Yeah, I'm going with Tula. I'm going to say Tula by KO TKO in the second round, guys. All right. Next fight here, we got Jose Johnson versus Philip Bones. Jose here, 5-inch height, which is massive. This guy's well-rounded, but I don't know. His skills doesn't really stand out too much to me. You know, I mean, he's okay. You will look for submissions. Striking is so. You know, you will look for the knockout, but he can get submitted though. You know, and this is a guy that will drop the ball, and also got caught in a twister, man. If you're getting caught in twisters, man, that's not a good look. But again, it's a fight game, and anything is possible. But yeah, and looked like somebody looked like he missed weight. So it's the next guy that missed weight. A lot of guys missing weight in this card. So it was supposed to be at 125, came in at 128. So that's not a good look either from Jose, man, guys. For this fight here, I was kind of back and forth. I was kind of looking at Philippe, you know, for the win here. Philippe obviously made the weight. And I was looking at came in at 126. I was kind of looking at Philippe, but when I watch footages, you know, but then Jose missed weight though, man, you know, so that's a big thing right there, guys. With Philippe though, he will look good, he mix it up, but he slows down in the fight though, man, and he can also get submitted too. This is a fight here where, and I'm not confident in either one of these guys, man, and this is a tough one, especially that Jose missed weight. Just not a good look, dude. It's not a fight where I'm confident in any one of these guys, to be honest with you, man. I must still go with Jose though, even though he missed weight though, man. I mean, you know, there's sometimes guys miss weight and they still pull the fight off, and there's sometimes the guys miss weight and they lose. But I believe from my research, from what I remember, the guys that sometimes, you know, miss weight, they usually win the fight. So, you know, Ear could win. You know what I'm saying? So as I said, this fight game is crazy like that. You know, there's nothing guaranteed. But I'm gonna go with Jose. But again, you know, Jose missed weight, so it could be injury, could be something. You know, but like I said, from my research, some of the guys that miss weight, they usually win. But then we see what happened though, and sometimes they lose. It just all depends. So Jose by decision, guys. I'm not confident. This fight here is a tough fight to read because with Felipe, just, you know, nothing really shined too much. With Jose, is he dropped the ball. You know, nothing don't really shine too much either. You know what I mean? But I'll go Jose by decision. Next fight, we got Punahele Soriano versus Ribas DEC. I'm gonna say Puna. Puna here dropped down to 170, man, and he looks really good at 170, dude. Really impressed with him at 170, man. His wrestling looks good at 170. His punches and stuff, his striking still looks decent, but his cardio though, that looks real good. You know, at 185 he was gassing out. You couldn't wrestle that much at 185 because if the guys at 185, the frame of these guys were bigger. At 170, it's easy for him to get these guys down. But he looks good at 170. I'm really impressed with him at 170, and his gas tank looks excellent, right? Medic, though, on the other hand, Medic is a very good striker, pinpoint accurate striker, but his ground game is kind of suspect, and you can tell the guys that beat him is Orabile, who is a strong wrestler, and Jalal Turner, who can mix it up and get the takedowns and get submission. You know what I mean? The guys that he beaten are stand-up guys, right? That would just want to stand up. So this is a fight where Medic could win this fight, but at 170 though, I like Puna at 170 though, man. I feel Puna can grind on Medic for this fight. He can, you know, he can avoid the strikes from Medic, close the distance, put him against the cage, and just rinse and repeat. And what I see from Medic, once he starts to get takedown on him, he gets frustrated, and then the striking doesn't really flow as much because he needs the space, he needs distance and range for him to let his strikes go. That, you know, to let his strikes go, because that's where he shines at. Once you take that distance from him and you close it on him and you keep taking him down, he just doesn't look as good. You know what I'm saying? And then he kind of break under that pressure, right? Quick look at the odds here, man. ER. We got Silva here. Tulio was 470. Wow, against ER. Wow, guys. The odds on here are freaking high as hell. But ER missed weight. But still, you know, sometimes I said the guy that missed weight sometimes can win and he sometimes can lose. But I like what I see from, you know, from Tulio more than I see from ER. But damn, man. Tulio has come from Contender Series, dude. You know what I mean? Had 2 fights in Contender Series, which he won. So, man, the odds on him shouldn't be so high, man. It's nuts. All the odds on here is like freaking high. Doesn't make any sense. And a lot of these fights are close. Like I said, a lot of these fights could be upsets, man. So be very careful. Johnson 166 against Burns. This fight here, in my opinion, is even, guys. I feel like Burns could win. Just saying, man. And then, like I said, Jose missed weight. So be careful with that one, man. Where's the other fights at? Medic 218. Wow, that's freaking bananas, dude. I'm liking Puna on this one. I feel Puna at 170 looks very fresh. He looks good. His cardio looks good. Unless Medic can stop the takedowns, then, you know, it will be a different game. You know, it'll be a different outcome. But Medic usually gets taken down. And at 170, it fits Puna, because Medic is going to be like at 170 is a weight class. You know, he's not wrestling big old 185er who's possibly like 200 pounds. So I feel Puna should get the takedowns in this fight. So it's going to be, and also in the UFC, in the Apex gym, a smaller cage. So 218, banana. This fight right here is an even fight, because Puna can mix it up more. I feel Puna is more well-rounded. So be careful with this one. I'm liking Puna. The odds in this is bananas. So I like Puna on that one. Puna by decision though. So I'm not confident though. But you know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that the odds is I feel the odds are off. The odds is wrong on that one. So, but again, I could be wrong. But let's see what happens, alright? Next fight here, guys. Let's keep going, man. We got Austin Bashi versus C-Rod. Christian Rodriguez in the house, boy. C-Rod in the house. Austin, the next prospect here. We got a couple prospects on this card. Young kid. Is it 23, right? Kind of man of Raw Rosa, right? And giving him, again, C-Rod to fight. Kind of man of Raw Rosa, because remember with C-Rod, it's a guy that destroys the prospects, man. He destroys them, bro. So he destroys this Isaac guy who's 6-0. He destroyed Cameron, and these are good prospects, dude. He destroyed Raw Rosa. You know what I'm saying? This guy takes the O from these guys, bro. He take their O's, man. He take their O, dude. Literally back to back, you know, back to back, three times in a row. He take that, but he lost to Julian Rosa again, dealing with experience. Like I said, experience goes a long way. So, and it's not because the guy is skilled. Yeah, he's skilled, but who has he fought? Exactly, until you fight an experienced guy, and the experienced guy just sub him real quick in the first round. But this guy will take your O. C-Rod will take your O, dude. So, can you take the O from Austin? Possibility, because he has done it before. Because he has done it before. If he's done it 3-4 times, why can't he do it again? He's experienced in taking the O's from these guys, right? Discipline, consistency. He has that. He has experience. The only difference between this guy, though, that I see from him that I like, he has that Marab vibe, right? He has that Marab vibe, and very explosive wrestling, very, very explosive, and his striking is not bad. But he's still hittable though. His face is still there to get hit. Doesn't move his head as well, but you can tell that he's still learning, right? But his flow is his wrestling is very, very, very aggressive, very, very athletic guy, very explosive, and his cardio. Now this is going to be the key factor in this fight. His cardio is good. His cardio, like I said, he has a Marab flow, and what does Marab have? Cardio. Remember that Marab beat his opponents based off cardio, you know. A guy like Marab gets you tired, and that's what he does. He gets you, he wears you out, and that's how he beats you, right? So, the thing about this fight is that with C-Rod will let you take him down, and then he just like, you know, make you burn yourself out, and then he tried to last, and then he comes back and whip you. You know, that's what he does to most of these guys. But then also, C-Rod also has the boxing. He also has the hands too. So it's not like he's just making you, you know, beat him up for the first and second or take him down. He's also hitting you with punches and hurting you, which makes you get tired too. You know, when you get hit with punches and stuff like that, it does wear you out. But Austin has that Marab flow, has that gritty push forward non-stop. His cardio is good, and that's the thing. Yeah, man, it's a tough one to pick, guys. Tough one to pick, man. I mean, he could take the O from Austin. I mean, that's no. you know, that right there is it won't be a surprise if he does. You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel with this fight though, I feel the difference between Austin and the other guys that C-Rod fight is that the other guys them were gassing out. That's pretty much it. But also C-Rod was touching them up though. Like I said, with Austin though, Austin striking doesn't look bad, but you can still see that there's holes there. You can still get hit with the jab. You know, his head is there to get hit. But Austin's key point is that he can keep rinsing and repeating, rinse and repeat. He can keep on keeping the fight tight, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, and don't get tired. And that's the most important thing in this fight. So I'm gonna go with Austin, guys. But obviously, it's not. There's no confident picker. It's obviously, and it's a 50-50. And if C-Rod wins, I won't be surprised because he has taken O's from 4 guys already. Actually 3 guys in the UFC, right? So it won't be a surprise if Austin becomes the 4th. So yeah. So that being said, I am not confident in this one at all, and there's no confident plays in any of these plays. And they got Austin at 265, 275, which is bananas. Coming from Contender Series, it's nuts, but he's a good prospect from what I see. I kind of between him and Jacob, is it Jacob? Jacobe Smith, am I right? Between him and Jacobe Smith, I feel Jacobe Smith will gas, from what I see. Jacobe Smith will get tired, from what I notice. What I see from Austin, I see a little more of Marab in him. You know, like that rinse and repeat, rinse. You just keep going without getting tired. You know, the high pace, push a high pace. Right, like he's not gonna quit or give up. I can see Jacob possibly gassing out and getting tired. Right, so I'm liking Austin here, but the odds again, you gotta be careful with this one because C-Rod. When you see a guy beat these prospects like C-Rod, take the O's from them, you gotta put C-Rod in place. You just have to. It just doesn't, especially at this. You know, being an underdog like this at plus 250, you have to put him because then you know what I mean. But like I said, you know what I told you from before, picking Austin. The reason I pick Austin is because of the conditioning and the cardio. He has that Marab vibe to him. So that doesn't mean that C-Rod that he can't lose because C-Rod could knock him out. It's a possibility or sub him. So there's other ways of winning too for C-Rod. So yeah, Austin by decision, right? Yeah, 50-50. Be very careful with that one, especially at odds like this for Austin. All right. Next fight here, guys. We have man, where am I going? Where am I going, man? I'm going all over the place here, huh? We have let me see. Mama sana mas kusa. Mama sana mas kusa. All right. Let's see. We got Chris Curtis versus. Hold on there. Chris Curtis versus Ramon Kopylov. Chris Curtis, you know, he has a boxing flow, that Philly shell kind of style, kind of roll with punches, kind of flat-footed, that shell defense. Not much kicks from him. I believe in one of these fights where he was throwing some kicks, but you can tell it's not a natural flow from him. You know what I'm saying? He's more just want to walk, kind of shell up, you know, land the body shots and stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, he packed power though, and you know, the last fight he had here against Brandon Allen, he was getting taken out in that fight, but he went to a split decision, that's the second time they fought with Brandon Allen, which he beat Brandon Allen the first time, punches and knees. With Ramon though, Ramon is a very technical dude, man. Ramon has probably one of the quickest 1-2 in the pockets I've ever seen. Like, you know, when a punch is thrown and you're going by the beats, you know, like a one punch could go bop, bop, and the second one you go bop, 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 bop. You know, you try to throw your punching techniques all in one motion, meaning that you don't telegraph the second punch. So it's like the second punch is part of the first punch. So with the beat, you would hear a bop, bop. But with Kopylov, the way you throw it is like bop, bop, bop. There's two beats in that. Bop, bop. But it's not telegraphed. This guy throws it like that. So as soon as the jab touch or barely touches you, the left hand is coming on the pocket. Very, very impressive. He did that again. César Almeida in the first round. Very quickest 1-2 I've seen on the pocket. But that's how you throw your 1-2. You know, as soon as it depends if you're unorthodox or southpaw. As soon as the jab is flowing down the pocket, and you touch, just a little touch, then you're following up with the lead right after. So it's in one motion, and that's how you throw your kicks too. Especially when you're doing combination with punches and kicks. When the punch is far out, the kick follows up at the same time. So there is no in between. There is no telegraphing. You know, it's not a bop bop. It's a bop bop. You know, it's not bop a bop or bop bop. It's like bop, one shot. It's two moves or three moves, but it's done in one. If that, I mean, if that make any sense to you. So it's like it's a one flow, but it's like two techniques that are thrown out there, but it's so quick and so non-telegraphed. And that's how Roman throws his techniques. Roman also looks for takedowns. He mixed up very well. I feel Roman is more well-rounded. I feel the timing for Roman is good. His distance management, his striking, his technicality, precision in striking. This guy flows really well. Now, Chris packed power. But I think just the movement from Kopylov will give Chris problem, because Chris can get stationary because he likes to sit down on those punches, right? So Kopylov can stay on the outside and win this fight, in my opinion. I'm going to go with Kopylov by decision. I still say 50-50 because Kopylov can get touched. It's a possibility, and Chris does pack that power and can get hurt. But I like Kopylov though, all right? It's smaller cage too, so you got to be careful with that, all right? Let's take a look at the odds on that one. Crazy odds. All right, let's see the odds on that one, man. That's how you throw your technique, man. Or if it's three techniques, that's three right there. It is not. Pretty much like a gunfire. You know, you're not seeing if it's 2-3 bullets coming. You only gonna see one, but really 3-4 hit you. There you go. All right, so here we go. Let's see the odds in this one here, man. Let's see here. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at here, man? We're looking at here. Okay. Roman Kopylov 218. You know, from me talking about Roman here, you know, it's the odds on him. You know, it's not super high, but I still be careful because a smaller cage you're dealing with. But like I said, I like the skill set from Roman better than I do from Chris, because it's the matchup, you know. And Roman's gonna be moving, popping his shots, looking for openings and stuff like that, and then mixed up with the kicks. It's just more techniques from Roman, you know. It's more technique, a better flow, the precision, you know. Chris is only flowing off the boxing, only kind of flat-footed, you know. But he does pack power, but I feel Roman has more tools. Okay, but still be careful though. But I like Roman, no. Next fight here, guys. We have let's see. And also Roman got the takedowns too. Forgot to mention that. Wrestling in his back pocket. We got Abdul Razak Hassan versus César Almeida. What I see from Abdul here, which we know Abdul already. He packed power on his punches, judo black belt. He's been pushing the wrestling a little bit, but this is a guy that will gas, man. Especially when he start pushing the wrestling, you know, he can really gas himself out. So his last fight against Cody, you know, was a non-contest because he hits the back of the head. But against Joe Pyfer, you know, he shows, you know, once he start pushing the fight and he push a high pace, he will gas out and he can end up on his back. César Almeida is a seasoned striker. He fought Alex Pereira back in the days, never been knocked out, can take a hit. Also fought Roman and went to a split decision. You know, beat ER, you know, but with Almeida though, César Almeida, he can get taken down though. So he look like he's trying to work on that a little better, but he can get put on his butt, put on his back. Abdul is like a first round finisher guy. So he's not going to be a guy that's going to be shooting all 3 rounds, because he won't be able to do that because he'll get himself out. So he's a guy that's going to need to finish the fight in the first round as possible by a knockout, obviously, because most of Abdul finishes are by a knockout. So the way I see Abdul winning this fight is possibly by a knockout, by knocking out Almeida. But Almeida has never been finished. Almeida is a seasoned striker, but Almeida still can get hit though. Because there are fights, like I said, against Roman that 1-2 in the pocket, but that's Roman though. Abdul don't really possess that. Abdul will possess more of an overhand, which is still powerful shot if it connects a seizure, But I'm liking Almeida though, man. I just feel this fight fits Almeida to win. I like Almeida here by KO TQ in the second round, guys. And I'm not confident because, like I said, smaller cage we're dealing with here, man. When there's a smaller cage like this, man, guys walk you down, just wing a shot. Most of the time that's what happens, guys. Just wing a shot up the top, catching you on the chin, and it's over. You know what I'm saying? This is Apex Gym, guys. Small cage you're fighting in. There's not much room to move in there, Guy run you down, clip you over the top, barely touches you on the head or the chin, lights out. So, nothing guaranteed here, man. Alright? So, I like Almeida, KO TQ in the second round, guys. Co-main event here, we got Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Carlson Harris. In the beginning here, I was kind of going for Harris, but once I started to dig more deep into the fight, and look at a lot of his fights, I look at Santiago. A lot of Santiago fights, he has declined, but a lot of his fights have been going to split decision, man. Against Kevin Holland, he got caught with a hook, which I believe that was a fight that he was winning, I believe. Beat Alex Morono, which Alex Morono was winning that fight. Went to split decision with Michael Pierre, Jeff Neal. These are fight beat Miguel Beasley. These are fights that close. They're very close fights. You look at Carlson Harris. Carlson Harris is also a good fighter. He's a skilled guy. We mix it up. Striking is good. He got good ground game. But a lot of his fights, he hasn't really fight nobody really much, right? And a lot of his fights, like against Jamal Wells, a lot of his fights, even against Gerard Gooden, a lot of his fights, he's in bad positions. Sticky positions, right? So these are fights that he's kind of like was losing, and then he comes back at the end. Like against Jamal Wells, he was losing that fight until he got the anaconda choke. So these are a lot of his fights, and he lost to Rachmanov, which everybody's losing to Rachmanov. The guy is like, 18 and something now? 19, I know. So that's not a bad loss, right? Kyrgios Williams, he got caught, So, I just feel like this fight is a fight that Santiago should win, and it's going to be probably by decision, in my opinion. But with Santiago, you can't really trust him too much either, because I feel like he's on a decline. But at least, he still shows a little something in the fights that he can take a fight very close without probably getting finished, and also the experience from him, man. Even though he just hasn't been looking good lately, but even against Muslim Sharakov, went to a split decision, It's just like he's been in the fight and real close. But I feel with Harris, if the fight go to decision, I feel they're going to give it to Santiago. So I got Santiago, probably by a split decision, man. All right, 50-50 though. I'm not confident in this fight at all, because I'm not confident in any of these fights. But like I said, I was kind of pushing towards Harris. But once I start looking into the fights, I watch more Harris fights and I see the competition, who Harris been fighting and Santiago and everything like that. And just how Harris looking all of his fights, like he be losing it and then he wins, at the last minute or something like that. So, but it's possible. This could happen. Harris could win this fight too. But I'll go with Santiago, probably by a split decision, guys. All right. Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Ribas, main fighter, part 2. Yeah, man, this fight here, man. I'll be honest with you, man. Mackenzie Dern, she has improved, but mostly what has improved is her physique, like her body, like in the sense of her. Like she put on a little bit more muscle. She's more toned. Going by, her last fight, with her last fight with Ribas back in 2019, it's completely different body feature. Her body physique was completely different, like night and day, right? So she changed up her lifestyle. So if you want to say the way she eats, some people say diet or lifestyle. I say lifestyle. She completely changed it up, and you can tell in her body physique. As a matter of fact, let's just take a look and see. Might as well. Why not just take a look and see? I'm telling you guys, I'm able to show you, which you guys probably know already anyway. You guys well know already. So her body physique has changed, guys. I mean, it's a no-brainer to see her body physique completely change, right? Like she's more toned. Her everything is more defined, right? So yeah, I mean, there's no denying that. No denying that. For real, man. But yeah, I mean, you can check it out. Completely 100% change, bro. The legs, her definition. She slimmed down, but she put the weight in the places that she needs the weight to be. So it looks good, right? I mean, you know, it feels out real nice. So you know what I mean? So yeah. So, you know, yeah, man. So it's a good thing, you know, that she's taking care of her health. You know, her body's filling out nicely. Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Like, you know, compared to her earlier fights, it's like completely, definitely a lifestyle change. Cause she didn't like go up in weight or go down anymore. I mean, there's 115. I mean, she just changed her lifestyle. So yeah, which you know that's you know, that's good for her that she did that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, what I see here that she's doing, most likely she, you know, she's probably lifting a little bit, but maybe not. She's probably lifting slightly heavy weights, but definitely she changed. She changed what she's putting into her body as far as what she's consuming on a daily basis, and she's working out a lot. She's working out a lot more probably calisthenics, more you know, more conditioning, more cardio. Like I say, look, she's doing more weights, obviously more lunges, because the lunges more build your butt. So you can tell that she's more defined, you know. So, you know, that's like a no-brainer there. So, you know, yeah. You know, her body has changed drastically from 219. Yeah. Let me see if I can show you guys. I might as well. Hold on there. Let me see if I can show you guys. I don't spend too long on this video. If I can find it before and after, but let me see here. If I can just go over here, you can see here. You can look on her body here. You can tell that, you know, she's more filled out now. If you see here, she's more scrawny, like, you know, kind of loopy looking, not much definition. You know, her body is not filled out properly. You know, I mean, certain parts are not filled out properly, right? And plus, off this fight, this here, she was coming off of pregnancy, like she just had a baby, so maybe that's why too. But then, even before then, she wasn't as filled out as what she looks like now. So you know, she's really putting in the work, man. You know, and she really did put the work in. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, you can tell the difference. So look at that, massive difference, All right, but let's get back to the fight, though. You know, that's just the physique part of it. What about the physical? Well, that's the physical part of it. But what about the mental part of it, though? Let's talk about the mental part of it. What about the mental and the technique part of it? That got a little better too. The striking has gotten a little better, but she's still running with the chin, and she still lunges back with the chin up in the air. Sometimes it's still a struggle for takedown, so her wrestling is still not there. You know, there's a slight improvement in the techniques, but not as much as her physical attributes. As her body is way improved as far as her physique, but the skill, as far as the technique and things like that, the mental is still there because she will fight and she has a heart, but her skill set hasn't improved that much. So that being said, this is part 2. And what I see from Ribas is still going to move around, still pop the shots. Ribas is going to be the better striker, still better movement, in and out movement. Distance timing is better. She has a better wrestling. Ground game could be like, as far as when they're on the ground, the submissions could be even. It could probably, maybe cancel itself out. But as far as like the wrestling, I feel Ribas is the better wrestler. I feel Ribas is the better striker. So it's pretty much going to be the same outcome in my opinion. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's what I was getting to, guys. But I just want to show you the improvement that Dern has, which she did have some improvement, but it's not enough, to come and beat, Ribas for the second, beat Ribas, part two, beat her the second time, which she didn't beat her the first time, but to rematch and win. It's not enough in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with Ribas again here. I'm gonna say Ribas part 2. I'm gonna say Ribas by decision, guys, and that's pretty much it. A quick look at the odds here. So you can tell, you can look at her physique. It's like night and day. It's like, even though, like I said, she just came off of having a child, after, this is like 4 months after having a baby. So, which is still slim and everything like that, but there's the body is defined, her legs are defined, just everything is just more filled out, and she just looks, she looks more put together. So as far as conditioning wise, but yeah, so quick look at the odds here. They got Dern, I got Dern at plus 60, I got Ribas at 192. I don't disagree with that. I mean, from what I've seen, even from Dern, from her last fight, when she fought Lupi, or Lupita Gardidas, striking is improved slightly, but what she's doing now, she's forcing the shots now. So she's trying to throw hard instead of making it flow. So she's trying to like throw the punches hard, but it kind of stiff, but she's not letting it flow. She's not letting the jab pop and relax the shoulders. So she kind of get kind of stiff. But when she's doing that, her head is up, and when she's trying to, when she's trying to disengage, in and out movement, which is going backwards or going laterally, her chin is up the same way. So there's still some holes there. But like I said, I like Ribas. I said Ribas by decision, guys. And the odds don't look too bad in this one. And that's about it right there, guys. Like I said, guys, this is predictions, and this is just my breakdowns. I could be wrong, like I said, and I could be right. I always have a positive mindset that I'm going to be right. So I've never put in my mind that I'm going to be wrong. So just keep that in mind. In my mind, I'm always a winner, and that's how you should be. It's not a egotistical thing. It's just that's how the energy works. You have to be confident in yourself, not overconfident where you're cocky and arrogant, but you believe and most of them just believe it, because you can believe in something, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen the way you believe in it. Because believe can just be a concept. You know what I'm saying? It's like believing in like a religion or something like that. There's a ton of religions out there, or believing in a martial arts style or something like that. But once you know yourself and you know your ability, your truth within you, because all the truth resides inside yourself. It all resides inside yourself. So once you know that, and you build yourself up, and you love yourself too, then everything will flow like that. No hate, all love, man, at the end of the day. And that's why you ride with love, and love will take you home, man. So you have to be confident in what you're doing, and you have to tell yourself positive things. Because like I said, positive things, positive words create positive outcomes. When you put into your mind positive things, whatever you put in your mind, that's what you're going to create, because what's in your mind is what your body is going to do. You know what I'm saying? What's in your mind is what you're going to manifest. So the predictions I put here and I give you, in my mind, oh yeah, these guys are going to win. All the plays I give you, all these guys are going to win in my mind, because that's the confidence that I have. But I'm going to tell you though, still be careful, because I also could be wrong. But it's just that confident in myself, and that goes for everything that I do, guys. All right. One love up to everybody. You guys keep on kicking, and don't forget to leave your comments down below. And yeah, guys.